Hello and welcome to the channel of Women's Strength Society. I'm Dragana and I'm coaching women how to become their strongest and most confident self. And today, in today's very quick episode, I will tell you the 5 lessons I've learned going through my recent cutting phase. So I was cutting for, I think it was like in the end 5 to 6 months, so pretty long, because it was had some issues at the beginning because I wasn't happy with my coach, so I changed the coach. So the whole dieting phase went a bit longer than planned, but here we are. I did it, check, and now I'm heading into my building phase. But I was really reflecting on my second cutting phase. That was my second cut that I did like really successfully with a coach by my side, and this is what I've learned. So the first thing really was that the environment that you create has a huge impact on the success of your dieting phase. And what I mean by that is not only how you structure your days and how you make sure that the meals are ready, that the grocery is done once a week or twice, but once would be better, that you are meal prepping only like 2 times a week, that all your that you have a big enough fridge for your meal prep, that you have like glass containers for your meal prep. All of these things, this makes a huge difference if you're like prepared and you know what you need. You need to be organized and planned to go through, because it helps you to stay very consistent and you will have like less roadblocks on the way. This is really the first thing that I again realized after this cutting phase, and for sure I learned from my first one. So I guess the more you're going through these phases, the better you will get. You will always have a different challenge. So the things, the environment, which was the maybe the challenge in my first cutting phase, was now pretty easy and everything was like set in stone because I learned from my first cutting phase. So going from one cutting phase to the next, from year to year or years to years, you will always have some learnings and you will always be able to transfer them to your next phase, but then again other challenges will show up for sure. So the environment dictates your success, not only how you structure your daily life and your week, but also like the surroundings. Have you communicated with your family, your friends, that you're now going through a cutting phase? This is something I haven't done that much in my first cut, but now in the second cut it was really like, hey mom, hey dad, I'm now going through a dieting phase. It will take me this long, and I will not eat all the dessert going on a family event or stuff like that. I decided I want to do this. It's like my decision, and I will go through that, and don't try to convince me of something else. And this was pretty cool because they knew like directly how to treat me or how to support me, putting me the scale the scale on the table when we were eating together. So it was totally normal that I was tracking and weighing my food, eating together. The second thing that I've learned or realized is that hunger and food focus are a part of the game, and the longer your diet, the longer you are like in the cut, or the deeper you are in the cut, the bigger the hunger and food focus will be. And it's just that I realized, so okay, now it's starting that I'm like having a lot of focus on the food, and that eating is a big part of my day, and that I'm thinking a lot about when will I eat the next time, what will I eat, and it really had the longer I was in this cut, the more I thought about food, and the more focused I was on food, because I really felt hungry. And what really helped me is to have a lot of work to do for my business, because I had a lot of things on my plate, not food, but a lot of to-dos and tasks for Women's Strength Society, and it helped me to move my body and just go out for a walk. So I had the step goal I needed to hit, so every time I was like feeling super hungry, it was either like drinking some water or going for a walk or like deep dive into a task I need to accomplish. And yeah, putting a lot of projects on my plate really helped me to not be bored and then think more of food and what to eat and snacks and the chocolate in the cupboard and stuff like that. The third thing that I've learned, if you think you can't push it harder, you're just getting started. Thinking back of my first dieting phase, I was thinking like, wow, I really pushed hard and I was grinding. And now in the second cutting phase, I was like, when I got to this level of the first cut, the leanness and the fat loss that I accomplished, I just got started. So it was just like, okay, now it's hard. But if it's like hard now and you think you can't push more, you're just getting started, so you can grind even more and push even more to get better results than the first time, because this is what you want to do. It's like in training, you want to progress over time. It's the same like going from one cut to another. You will have a cutting phase. Mine was 2 years back, where I had great results, but this time I really wanted to top my results from last time. So I needed to push harder. I needed to grind a bit more. It was mainly through lowering my calorie intake even more, pushing even longer, getting even leaner than last time. So this was really the grind. And yeah, when you think you can't, you should push even harder. It's where the actual work starts, because everything else, you have done that, but this is really then the next level. Fourth, having a coach by your side is really a catalyst for outstanding results. It doesn't mean that if you're having a coach, you will get your results. You need to do the work. But having a coach by my side who is also pushing me when I think like, oh, I've done a great work, and he's like, okay, then go even harder. This is something which really helps to like accelerate the results and really push the results through the roof and make them better as the last time. And my fifth lesson that I've learned going through my cutting phase is set and start and an end date. And it doesn't mean that you need to stick to it. Life happens, and sometimes you need to maybe postpone the goal, but ideally, before going into your cut, you know when you will start and when you will end. You will get extra points if the end date is a special event, like your birthday party or wedding, or you are having a photo shoot coming up, stuff like that. Even if you are a non-competitor bodybuilder, setting a photo shoot goal is like golden, because you can really put all the, like, you can show this hard work in like pictures and have that as a memory for yourself, and you will push yourself even harder. So for me this time so 2 years ago I had my 30th birthday coming up. This was my my end goal for the cut, as well as the photo shoot. I did that, and this time I had my wedding and again a photo shoot, and it was the best decision because I had this end date in mind, and I really saw the weeks going by and was like, okay, only 8 more weeks, okay, only 6 more weeks, okay, only 2 more weeks, I can push that, I can grind through it. And what I've seen with women also in the coaching, before coming into the coaching, not having an end goal in mind, because you don't need that as a non-competitor, non-bodybuilder. You don't need this end date for your cut, but this can also be a problem because you're always postponing your dieting phase. things are getting in between, things are coming up in your life, and you're like, okay, but I can cut a bit longer, just 1 week, and then there's something else happening, another week, and in the end you're stretching this dieting phase for so long, and you literally end up in a never-ending diet. So this is not what we want. We want to get into the diet mode, we want to get out of it, and then we want to fuel our bodies again, we want to get back at maintenance, and we want to build muscles. So this is what the main focus should be. Looking at your year or your years of training, you should spend more time in that phases, maintaining and building, than cutting body fat. This should only really be this little 12 to 24 weeks time. That's why being super focused and having an end date, or setting even the start and end date with an event coming up, is like really golden. I would highly recommend it. So I hope you enjoyed this little insight into my cutting phase. Leave me a comment if you find this type of content helpful for yourself, if you can learn something out of that, if these tips or lessons are helpful for you in your journey. And if you like it, like it. If you like it, like it. If you enjoyed the video, then like it. And if you want to see more of it, then make sure to subscribe. Bye bye.